Welcome, Caroline Champetier. I'm not even sure where to start actually, because there is just so much in this film. But maybe we can start from the beginning. I was very curious what kind of script Carax gave you for this film.
It was exactly a description of what you see, but the question is, when you have not the picture, it's very difficult to imagine. So it was a very dry script, and it's going in the work. I start to understand what Leos wanted, and it was not a moving script, because definitely he needs the picture to be alive. Yeah. When it's a character script and when there is emotion, it's not the same. But here it was really very dry, and it was the reason that we had the CNC, you see, in France to have Monet. We go to, so we had
the French agency.
Yes, we had some Monet, but it can be a low budget film. We have shot that for 4 million euros. Oh, wow. So it's nothing, you see. I think really on the screen it's 3 times much.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's like I have said for The Innocent. So it's a great challenge to achieve that.
And so I imagine you spent, the preparation time must have been really important. How did you work with him to prepare for this?
So it was 4 months of what we are going to see and to give to the picture. So a lot of scouting time in Paris, all in Paris, because everything is in Paris. And to resolve a technique problem, how can we do that? How can we do the motion picture? So everything is very, very technique. So it's level of work all over the other. And for example, if there is question, I can answer. But each sequence really was very difficult technically.
Do you want maybe to speak about a few of them, a few scenes?
Yes, but I prefer to have questions. Just I wanted to say the 2 scenes were moving were the scene with the young girl, because
in the car.
Yes, it's in the car when she come from the party, because it's like a little movie in the movie.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the other one is this long sequence with the old man and the young lady, and with directly come from James.
At the hotel.
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
You can recognize the same scene there is in Portrait of a Lady of Jane Campion with Isabel Archer and her cousin. So it's coming directly from James. And these 2 were a bit more moving because it's text. But all the other one were very, very, dry.
Is there, maybe I can open it up for questions right away. If there, the lights are a little bit bright, if someone can bring. Yeah, I can see you better. Yeah, it's better. If you want to raise your hand, I'll call you. And there are microphones, if you could wait for the microphones to get to you, but right there in the middle. Yeah, okay. Here, you can go ahead.
My question is very simple. What do you want to say through this film?
What did you want to say?
Through this film. Is it about your life, or is it you made a painting like Monet and it is subject to interpretation by us. What do you want to say? What do you want?
You see, I'm not the director. I am the DP. But what I understand is he wants to speak about the fact everybody in living, in his living time, is playing roles, is playing character. So this is a character, one who is playing a lot of characters. In the same time, it can be an exercise of admiration for what is to be an actor, what is to be on stage, what is to have a part, and to play this part each time with the most sincerity and heart you have. So I think it can be very exterior, but for me it's a very deep question.
Oh, it's like the Shakespeare, all the world is a stage, and we are all actors. And
it can be,
struts
yes.
and prets. And, okay, got it.
And you see, I have to say it's wonderful to work with an actor like Denis Lavant. It's really, really an amazing actor. And in France, he's not so, for me, and not enough.
You don't see him enough.
No, it's not the question to see him enough. He's not enough reconnu, how do you say?
He's not as
he's not enough famous. He's playing a lot in theater. He has this strange physique, morphology, but really it's somebody who works with a perfection, you see. With his body, with his mind, with the text. All the time he's so precise. It's really, really amazing. It was difficult to wear this this makeup. Sometimes he had 4 or 5 hours of makeup before shooting, and then we had 10 hours shooting or 12 hours shooting. So it was.
Yeah, it's it's incredibly demanding role.
Yes, yes, definitely. And this it's like a bit like the Polish girls in the Anne Fontaine movie, or even the group of men in of Men and Gods. It's something who carry you at a level you have to go on. And every day you go, I think, more deep with this kind of personality.
The gentleman in the middle with a black shirt.
My question is, with you watching the film now a few years removed tonight, what goes through your head now when you watch it? Do you relive the moments that you remember being there? Do you see it more as an audience member? I'm just curious of what goes through your head rewatching.
I think it's the first time I start to see it like an audience member. And I was astonished all the time by the sequence. Of course, behind in my head, say, how have we done that? How have we done that? But it does not. It's very long. It's very long to see a movie without thinking about the shooting. So now it's almost 5-6 years, so it's okay. But when we went to Cannes, and at the first release in Cannes, in the big theater of Cannes, I was so tense. I did not saw the movie. It was impossible for me. I was always nervous, just beside the editing girl, and I think we saw nothing. At the end, just there was so much applause and a long time of standing ovation for Leos and for Denis. I was a bit less tense, but I did not saw the movie. And today, yes, I was, I cannot say I was moved, because it's strange. I don't think it's a very moving movie, because there is something is so built, you see, so mental. But I was astonished all the time. Seconds by seconds, I think we are going on a journey. And I think the light is okay.
More than okay. The lady with the white T-shirt in the middle, and then
the question I have is, when you were shooting, each of the sequences are so different. Did you know going in? Were you very certain that the idea, your concept of how to light, et cetera, was going to work, or did you have to figure a lot out on set during the production?
It's a good question. No, when you go and think like that, because it's level of work, you don't see the movie finished, you see. And a long time during the preparation, I thought we have to shoot with two cameras, or perhaps three. I wanted to shoot in stock, Super 16 and 35. So it was my proposition to Leos, but for Monet, we didn't achieve that. I thought I could shoot with a little Aton camera with a minima, and then the big one with the Penelope 35. I shot of men and gods with. But Leos was suspicious about that and told me all the time, no, I want one camera. I want one tool. And I was really disturbed about that. So it was not a fight, but it was, each time I proposed camera to him, it was never the good one for him, never the good one for me, because I need something who can be inside the limo, so it have to be a little one, and then I need one who was on the dolly, on a crane, and so on, so it was a big one. So I did not add this tool who can be so little one and so big one, okay? And and it was really a crisis. And I was ready not to make the movie because of that. And two weeks before shooting, one camera, an American camera, it was the Red Epic, who came in France, and a guy from the industry called me and told me, there is something new, perhaps you have to test it. He did not knew I was looking for a camera. So I went to Panavision, and I saw this little black box. I put a lens on it, Zeiss, and I feel like I was on the last movie with Leos, who was Merde, the segment of Tokyo, with my little DVX 100, so free, you see. So it was so easy to hold it, even with the hands, so that I thought perhaps it's possible. And I make tests again, like I did for months. I go near near the Seine, near the river in Paris, near the Alexandre III bridge. And I make, because there is the water, there is the sky, there is people going on, and I make tests till the night just to have different situation of light. And this day, I shot really beautifully things. And when I showed that to Leos, he was really was amazed. And he told me, okay, Caroline, you did well, and it's okay for this tool. And so I understood this story to tell you that he told me one tool, and I thought it was impossible. So it was perhaps a miracle, but we find this tool. But now I know, I understand that if I had 2 or 3, it was my proposition, it was a mistake. Because the movie is so much segmented.
Yeah, segments, yeah.
Okay, that the globality of it will be hurt. So what you say about is the unity of the movie is coming with this tool, I find. I answer your question? Yes. But after, I think there is the actor, there is a character. I think Denis is giving a beautiful unity to the movie, because it's never the same, but it's the same. So there is something. Technically, I am with my tool, but in the human side, it's Denis, definitely.
Right there on the right side, with the black T-shirt.
So you ended up working with multiple cameras then? No.
No,
You just had the
this
one? Oh, I didn't know if you had. I didn't know if you had the Epic. If you got more than one then. So.
Yeah, more than one camera.
No, you never got.
No, just
Just
one,
the one
all
Epic.
the time.
Because, okay.
Just one all the time.
Yeah, I work as a first assistant camera. I've worked on a couple of independent things, so we've had no money. My question is about. You said you had 4 months of preparation for this film. We're often asked to work very quickly on the day. So my question to you is, we're asked to do our best work and asked to be artists and everything. What do you do in preparation to make sure that you're able to do your best work? So that the time component doesn't, really kind of undo your ability to do your best work.
It's a long time to go to a movie like that, you see. Before, you are looking to picture, like I told for The Innocent, and you are going closer and closer to the mind of the director. Then you start to make tests, because we have to test some possibility. And for the most difficult things were inside the limo, because inside the limo it's not a green screen, it's real. So it's all a construction around the limo with screen, and over it we have 5 projectors who gave the pelure. I don't say in English, how do you say that?
The background, what
the
you see when you
background,
when
yes.
the limousine drives.
Less like in Vertigo. And for example, Vertigo was an example for us, you see. So this was a very difficult achievement, technique achievement to do. And I took time to understand what it was possible. Because each time I asked to a technician or somebody, even somebody of my crew, how are we going to do that? The answer was green screen. And Leos told me, no, I don't want to shoot that in green screen. So you have to find. And more, the studio we had was something closer than this room. So it was impossible to make a retro projection. I had to do this projection inside a little space. So really this was difficult to achieve. But I had a crew, of course, because we have, on devait recalculer toutes les images qui avaient été.
Yeah, we had to recalculate all the shots.
Who have been done for the move of the limo. Then the other sequence very difficult was the motion capture. How to find this way to make light on a not a dress, but
On the bodies, on the leotard.
yes, the costume. Because for Leos it must be little bulb, but it was impossible because it was acrobacy, and the guys was on the floor and so on. So we had this idea to work with fluorescence. And
that's what the bulbs are?
yes,
Fluorescence.
yes, it's little bulbs like white, painted with
So it's glow in the dark.
fluorescent.
Yes. And then you have the lights.
Yes, with black light. But to do that, it's first it's week of thinking. Then we make a test with the first things on the dress, on the costume, and when it's flat, it's not going well. So you think it can be golf
Ball.
and no, it's too heavy. So you go on. It's half little bulbs. So everything is like an artisanal.
Yeah, it's a craftsmanship.
It's craft, yes. It's really craft work. I answered your question?
Really about how much time do you want before every film? How much time do you ask for prep? And if you're not able to get it, would you pass on the project?
More now, I think more and more. I need time, perhaps because I'm getting old, and I like that. I like to prepare a movie. So for this one, it was 4 months, but and I was not paid 4 months. I have been paid some weeks before the shooting and then the shooting. So it's really time given to the project. But it can be 8 weeks. It can be 10 weeks, 8 weeks, 6 weeks. But today I cannot go on a movie for 2 weeks prep and then go to the movie. It's not enough. I can't.
Right here on the left. Yeah, thank you.
How did you find your métier DP? Because it's very artistic, but at the same time very technical. How did you really come to be interested in your really job and to continue your passion?
I think my father was an architect. I think I am in that question of look. So for me to work with eye is a way to express myself. Then I want to IDEC. I want to study cinematography. And at this time, there was no woman. It's an old story I tell all the time. So my question was, why no woman? And I went to this place because of that question. And then to make it fast, I had a great chance chance, yes. I was really lucky. I'm a bit tired. I was really lucky to work with great director from the beginning. So I learn, and each time I think I learn, and one time I was connected to my generation. And I can say with Arnaud Desplechin, it was my generation, and of course with Carax too. He's a bit younger than me, but not so much, just some years. So I think I was really, really lucky to progress very deeply and not so fast in the technique, you see. The technique was not like a couvercle, it was not heavy for me. Just I went movie after movie, going more deeply but because I like to learn too. I think it's a position of life to learn all the time. And in this job you have to do. Because of the tools are changing all the time. The digital was really a new proposition for us. Light tools changing all the time. So you have to
adapt.
To train you, yeah, and you change your mind. It's always moving, you see.
The young gentleman in the first row, and then right behind.
Hi, yeah, I have two questions. Firstly, so the Red Epic is a digital camera, yes? Mm-hmm. So all the artifacts and grain were added in post?
Not so much. What was did in post is the beast at the beginning, after the scene of motion control. This was in post. Then, at the beginning, the airport, when Leos Carax, because the man at the beginning of the movie, it's Leos Carax. When he's seeing the plane, the airport, it's a green screen. And then...
But I meant the grain, like the film stock grain. That's...
Sorry?
The grain, le grain.
It's not grain. It's most bruit, comme a noise. You see, because it was shot in digital, so it's not really grainy.
Oh, I see.
It's more, yes. It's what you want to say.
Yeah. Oh, I understand now. I thought you were trying to give the impression that it was shot.
It's more
film.
noise. It's noise because yes, some shots are a bit low light. Of course.
Okay, I understand. And my other question was, you spoke about the film as divided into sort of segments or sections. Did you think of it that way when you were planning to shoot the film, and did you approach like each sequence with a different methodology or a different set of influences?
Absolutely. And in that way of thinking, I was very trained by the work with Jean-Luc Godard at the very beginning of my career, because Godard is working like that, sequence by sequence, even doing a budget for one sequence and another for another one. And it was exactly we achieve on Holy Motors. So, for example, in the Samaritan, I have really a big crew. I have the 15 electricians and grape. I think 200 or 250 kilo of light. But in the limo, I had just one or two electricians. And you see not so much light, because all the light is in the limo. It's work with set designer, and I have the projector for the pelure,
Background.
the background. So yes, it's a clever question, because each sequence was like a little movie, you see, and you have to. But for that, you have not to think a globality. Mou, comment on dit mou? Not soft.
Not soft.
Marshmallow, you see. You see?
Anyone can help us? Mou. It's soft, but it's more.
No, it's not soft. It's more.
Yeah, it's more like spongy. There's to be term.
Because when you are doing a movie, it's really easy to say, yes, we have to have 3 trucks, 10 people for the crew, 20 people and to live like that in a lazy way. You understand? Mm-hmm. But it's not like that. A movie, it's very different possibility, very different, and you have to think all the time and to invent the way to work. You see, it's not. We are not working for a studio.
Thank you.
We have time for 2 more questions. So, Ryu, right here, and I'll here. It's going.
Was one of the appointments most fun to shoot, and why would that be?
Wait, do you mind repeating? I didn't hear.
So it's broken up into the appointments, like the segments.
Yeah.
Was one of the appointments most fun to shoot, and
yeah.
why is that?
The 2 was were really magic. Was in the music time in the church.
Yeah, that's an amazing scene.
It was one night, and Samaritan. And the Samaritan, because you see, it's like you have a building, old building in New York for you, like you have Bloomingdale for you, and inside it's finished, you see. And now they are going to build an hotel inside, keeping just outside, and we were here for 1 week. Like you see, it's very strange working only during the night, so you are completely. So these 2 were really magical to shoot. But all the movie, when we start to shoot, we start with the first scene. Was really difficult too, because it was dawn, and to keep dawn is very difficult because it's going very fast, and Leos was very, very long. It was
very slow.
Very slow. So, but from this day, everything went, because I think we had before our eyes what we dream of for months or for weeks. So it was like an incredible journey shooting that movie. And I think all the people and all the crew of this movie are like société secrète, like a secret society, you see. Yes, you remember, and when I meet somebody who was on this shooting, there is something very special.
I just wanted to make sure, because you talked about the technical hardship, and I just wanted to make sure it's actually fun to make, because it comes across as such a fun movie for me to watch, so I just wanted to make sure you had fun.
Yes. But you can feel it's a pleasure. I think as a spectator, we always feel when something is happening on a shooting. It's like a band, you see. It's like an orchestra. You have to live with it. And it was really the situation.
Well, thank you so much. That's actually a good place to stop. Thank you so much, Caroline.